Yeah. So very good morning. I'm sure. I think I was able to see the interactions that you've had over the past weeks along with the students, and I also had to. I also got the opportunity to see the focus group discussion along with the students last week. It was great. So I wanted to hear your thoughts. Before getting to the students, but unfortunately, because of the internet issue that happened. In the initial week, we could not get together. So welcome. A very good morning. So yeah. So my first question would be, what was your experience in teaching the four subjects in Yconic? And before using Yconic, were you familiar? How familiar were you with using digital platforms for teaching and learning?
Well, I mean, you said that before using this platform, you said?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am a biologist, so I knew, I will say, quite a lot about climate change. So for me, this topic was quite, you would say, easy, or I was comfortable with it. And then with social justice, this was a bit more new for me, and same as energy transition. And for there was another one called digitalisation that for me it was not super clear, because when I read the document, it was all about data privacy. But even though I read all the documents and we did the class with the students, was kind of, you will say, I'm not sure if it's boring or like it's something that is really difficult to measure the how easy is to steal a password or how easy is to give like personal data. So it was a bit tricky to convince or try to explain the students that if you use a lot of personal data, you may get into troubles in the future. So that was kind of the trickiest part before doing the class and also during the classes.
I will say the same. With climate change, we knew something because we are teaching this subject or this item many times in class. But with social justice, it was nice for me to know a bit more and to see the point that it was written in the text. It was nice for me as a teacher. And with this digital, with energy, we haven't had enough time to work with this and even to know exactly the point, to know what were the main important things to teach or to let them know, to let teacher students know. But with digitalization, I thought it was about, that we have problems with digitalization with the people who are in the strong countries. They have more access to digitalization in front of those who I thought it was this the point. And when I saw that it was about data and privacy, it was like a bit, for me, it was like, oh, what a shame, because I would like to have also social justice in front of digitalization. You know what I mean? More or less.
Yeah, I get that. I think on many factors, I think a lot of topics are, something that aims to sort of introduce it to the current generation, because in the age of digitalization, we are seeing exponential rise in use of smartphones and laptops and other devices for education purposes, because a lot of learning has now transferred to the cloud platform. It was not like how we used to have our educational experiences back then. So it is to basically sort of give the kids an idea as to what are the perils of using internet, or what are the perils of sort of, using digitalization as a device to sort of express yourself, or sort of use it as a tool for learning. So I think it was with a greater interest that we tried to address digitalization along with climate change and other energy transition and social justice topics. So because there might be some sort of the I don't know a better word to put this, some sort of a hazard that might sort of lie in your backyard, because of one wrong move. So yeah, so that was the main intent in which the Yconic platform brought this up. So, but yeah, surely we'll address that. Moving forward, how would you describe the onboarding experience to Yconic? Do you think it was clear and helpful? If not, then what do you think could have made it easier?
Yeah, so maybe at the beginning it was a bit confusing,
Yeah.
especially when we get the lessons plans. So there were no very specific for teachers. So you could read the main idea, but then when you try to develop this idea was not very clear, especially because neither of us were one of the ones who create the content. So it was a bit difficult at the beginning. But then after we sent some comments and some feedbacks about the lesson plans, the things were improving. So they were adding questions. So they were adding the key points that we needed to focus. So this helped us a lot. So I think that during the period of time since we start until the end of the period, there was a big improvement on that.
Yeah, I agree completely. And also, at the beginning, it wasn't all ready for us to start, and this was a very difficult issue because we are in class and we need all to have it ready for at least 1 week before, because we have to adapt, and because we have another platform, it's called Moodle, and we've been adapting all the things in Iconic to put it in Moodle, and we needed time to do it that. And at the beginning, it was very difficult for us, and we did something different to adapt. But as Luis said, at the end, it was very, very much better, much better. Yeah. Also in the lesson, it was easier for us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
also on the platform, not only
Yes.
the lesson plans.
Yes.
So the platform at the beginning was almost empty. So when we started the project, I mean there was the topics, but then there wasn't a student area, there wasn't a place to add the or to upload the content. So we had to change quite a lot our lessons to do something because also we have 2 hours. So it's quite a lot of time in class. So if you don't have enough material, it gets tricky with the students.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, so I just wanted to know more about the Moodle platform that you had tried. How easy was difficult? Was it what was actually the process? Could you just like briefly elaborate? Because Moodle as a platform is only for the courses that teachers undertake, and they sort of give assignments, and the students can upload their answers onto the platform, if I'm right. And if there are any quizzes or any polls that happens across the platform, the grading system, everything works there, and it gives the progress of the course that you're doing. So how exactly did you, sort of take the Yconic content onto the Moodle platform?
We've been creating sites in Moodle to have all the content that we could find in Iconic, because for us it was very important to have all ready in our platform for the next courses could do the same, even if Iconic doesn't work or finished. So all our content in all the courses we work here in Montgròs, we work with Moodle, and what we've been doing is we've been putting all the activities there in Moodle, and also links to the platform, to the Iconic platform. And if they had to do some task, we had assignments there in Moodle for them to upload, and we only upload in Iconic platform some chats with our students, did some chats with other students from Italy or Bulgaria. And also because we did past Wednesday to upload Oh no.
Not sure. I'm not sure if we uploaded
We have
anything.
to. I have
So
to
we
complete.
didn't have time to upload at the end one of the works that we did, but we've done some quiz. So at the end of climate change and energy transition and social justice, there is a quiz or a questionnaire, and we did all of those. But
I have to upload the tasks, 2 tasks.
yes, but also for the teachers, it will be easy if we could get the feedback of all of these questionnaires, because the students do the questionnaires, but then we don't really know if the answers are correct or not. I mean, we said to them that make some screenshots, so they will send these screenshots to us. But then, as a teachers, it's difficult to follow up with the students. So because we don't really see that, but for us to create the Moodle site was not really difficult because we do this every day. I mean, every subject works in this way. So it was quite of easy, no? So we were using the Yconic information and the lesson plans to change it or transform it into a website that we have in Moodle.
And
No,
also
that's cool.
all the videos that are in the platform and Yconic platform we had in Moodle now. It's like, yes, it's because for us it's easier because our students are used to work in Moodle and also for next courses to work there. It's something that we explained at the beginning in this project that we were going to do that because for us it's the way we work. But yeah, but now we have to do it. I because we promised also to upload some tasks that they have done about climate change and also about social justice, and we have to do that. We are going to do that in these next years, following years and days.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know to get an idea of, whether how, comfortable it was for you to sort of navigate and use the Yconic platform because I just wanted to get your idea because since you're using Moodle and then Yconic platform since the beginning, I think you've answered this, but to just, get an answer, solid answer as to how comfortable were you in navigating the features of the platform? Do you see a difference since the beginning and now?
I mean, I think it's easier to navigate into the Yconic webpage because you have this menu on the left side of the webpage, so you can click there and you go straight forward to the information that you need. So it's not that difficult.
But the thing is that you cannot use, or I think that you cannot use Yconic platform to let our students work with them, and because you can find there the content, videos, explanations, but the activities, the way we work is like we are not always talking with them, with the students, and saying, "Come on, you have to do this, and now you have to do this," and no, we let them all written in Moodle, and they put exercise one. You have to do exercise 2, exercise 3. And we cannot find this in Yconic platform, So we've been adapting the Yconic platform to the way we work, but they find in the Moodle what they have to do, what kind of exercises they have to do. And if they need to find information, we have a link there to Yconic to find information. If they have to watch a video, they have there the link to see the video. And after video, they have to do like a resume. Okay, so you find in Moodle, you find exercise 2. Watch the video and then write down the main ideas from the video. And you cannot find this in the platform, in Yconic platform. Something we've been adapting to work in our classes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think it's great that you're doing these kind of exercises on the side on Moodle. Uh, but the greater idea of the Yconic platform was to engage the students, between schools and countries to understand better what they feel about these topics. So, in addition to writing, what we have had as the chat room, I don't know if you've had the opportunity with the students to explore the chat room. But we've been sort of saying this on the group also to sort of, have the students discuss on the platform, because what they learn and unlearn in classroom, I think teachers are the guides for the students to the outside world while they grow up. But these issues that we're talking about are issues of societal interest and, of the world. When we talk about climate change or digitalization or everything, and how, as a better citizen, they can be informed. So to understand their emotions and perspectives, we thought it would be best to, instead of, give them the same old sort of a writing pattern that schools give, we took the liberty of, sort of moving away from what schools generally traditionally do across the world, to sort of understand how they engage in a very creative manner. So, and that is the reason why we have the work modules, as you can see, the learning the learning lesson that sorry the lesson plans and everything engages students in more and more activities. That makes it a more collaborative approach. So I think it's great that you're making them right. It would be great if you could also nudge the students in sort of engaging in the chat rooms, so that we can have an idea. And the data that is collected is going to be strictly anonymous, because the kind of usernames that they're registering is not going to be their original names, as we saw. So people can be sort of be at liberty to sort of share their views. So they'll not have any sort of inclination or any sort of pressure to sort of, give their views from, a personal point of view, because it's going to be an anonymous name that is going to be shown as a username. So yeah, it's a very, very gentle request from our end to sort of make this activity, that the great activity that you're doing, also happen on the platform where there is going to be more of activity and engagement. So it helps us to sort of, frame the lesson plans better moving forward, and also understand what are the points where students are engaged the most, and what are the points where they're discouraged the most, discouraged or distracted the most. So it helps us understand the key points and the key facets of the lesson plans and the platform. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, so for me, like every time that we were telling the students to go to the chat room and answer the questions, I'm not really sure how comfortable they were uh answering the question, but not answering the question, also like trying to interact with other students, because we told them that there were more students answering the question, but it's more like also a traditional book, because you have a question and then you answer, but you don't see the other people answering the question or doing the activity at the same time. So it's not like a chat, like for example, people using Discord or like WhatsApp or something like that, that that there's someone on the other side. So even though we knew that this was a chat room, it was kind of not a real chat room. It was more like a space to give some answer to a question, even though the student from Bulgaria or Italy were giving other answers. So I'm not sure how is the best way to create this interaction and this connection between different students. But for me right now, we are not on the right path to accomplish this point.
No, I think when we did a nice connection was when we traveled to Italy to
Mhm.
meet students that they were working in the same thing that we were working, In that very moment is when the connection was done, but not, as Luis said, not in the chat. Because they answer questions, but they don't care the answers that the other have said, you know? It's like another work, another school work. Okay, we have to answer. And maybe it would be nice if we did like real chats in real time, in the same time, with webcams or you know, it. I think it will be easier to know that there is someone in the other side, in another country. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, sure. I think we can have more discussions on this because we also have to sort of understand. We actually take feedback from you to make it even more better because we want at the end of the day more awareness and engagement among students and also teachers. So I think we'll have more of these discussions along with teachers if there are Monday meetings happening. So we can definitely discuss the same on that call. I mean, it's great that you're pointing out these things because it's very important for us, as I said. So I think moving on to the lesson plans and content, I wanted to ask a few questions as to how did you find the lesson plans? Were you comfortable? How clear or how relevant was it, in sort of disseminating the knowledge to students?
I would say the transition, the energy, the last one we worked with the energy that we saw like por encima, the better. The
Mhm.
energy, the better. So if we have to find for us to help us doing the classes, the lesson plan about energy was the better. We in the first one was digitalization. It was like wow, very difficult for us to follow, and we talked to Pia and to Merlin, and we asked them, please, we need key points. We need something because we are not experts in this issue. So we need more help for teachers to know what is the important things to see. And in the energy lessons, I think they found the way for us to help us doing classes. The energy is the model, the template, the lesson, the energy lesson.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
No, I would say kind of the same. So the lesson plan was really helpful at the end because they made all of these changes, and we could use the information from Iconic and the lesson plan, so we could combine both of them and then create something into our Moodle webpage. But yeah, sometimes we needed more stops on the webpage because when you go to, for example, climate change, there is a lot of text over there, and we are not used that much to read so many information. So that what we try to do is to break down all of this information, and we try to stop. So less text and more questions or things to share information. So we need more kind of this for our students. So that's what we were changing from Iconic to our Moodle webpage. But then, yeah, we could use quite a lot of the videos. So the videos were super helpful because they were like 3, 4, 5 minutes. So they were easy to listen. They also had subtitles, so that was super nice for all our students because some of them they know English, but some of them they don't really know barely nothing. So that quite easy for us to adapt the level to all the knowledge in our class, no, all the levels that we have there. And yeah, energy transition I think was also way better. But I would like to emphasize that it will be super important for us and for students that if you could like break down all of this text, and every time that you are breaking down the text, add some kind of open questions or question that you can answer reading the text or the video.
Great. I
And
think
one thing more to improve. It
no
will be
worries.
nice for us to have, and it's something that we talked some months ago. Um, Local examples. We know that we are three countries, but local examples are very nice for us. We've been looking for these local examples to work with our students. For example, when we work about how climate change have done loud the social justice, we found a local problem that we had some months ago in Valencia because it was plenty of water and it was a tragedy, tragedy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, for sure.
if we could find in the platform local examples, it would be very nice, because it's easier for our students to know that it's something real, it's something near, you know.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, true. Even if there's one sample from Spain, one from Italy, one from
Yeah.
Bulgaria, it's super nice because they really
Yes.
connect with the local news.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I just had one doubt, Louis. I think you had mentioned that the text, especially in articles like climate change, was very long. So in that case, you had to take this to Moodle to sort of refine it for your students. So what exactly did you do there? Did you make it more illustrative, or did you make it uh, less intense? I just wanted to understand.
Okay, yeah. So for example, on climate change, you know that there's like the text over there. There was some graphs. So what we did for our students, so our activity was to get some graphs, and after reading this graph, we were telling them to express the results or analyze the graphs to comment something. So we
Mm.
were trying to break down we didn't show all the text behind because they know something about climate change, but we were telling, okay, this graph, what represents for you? So what is this line? So how is changing the global emissions into your country, and you compare with the other country, and why is the reason that this is happening? So when we were on Iconic, we didn't see all of these questions, but when we did into our Moodle web page, it's what we did.
Okay. Okay. Great.
I'm not sure if
I
it
wanted
was
to know.
super clear or not.
Huh?
Is it clear or?
No, it is clear. I just wanted to get an idea of, because since you had mentioned that the text was too long, because we wanted to understand the kind of feedback that is required. Because if the text is too long, then we'll have to sort of have another round of discussion, and we'll take this feedback up and try to sort of refine it. Because not a lot of us read nowadays like we used to, because of digitalization, right? So yeah,
Sure.
so that's that. Yeah. So yeah, moving on to the next question. Yeah. So moving on to the next question. So did you find the lesson plans easy to integrate in your existing curriculum? Why or why not?
Our curriculum now is very open,
Mm.
and for us is easier to put whatever now in,
Mhm.
and also
Sure.
in the subject that we choose to work in Iconic, it's
Mhm.
completely open, so nice to work with it, no problem at all. Yeah, curriculum, yes, energy, climate change, digitalization, and yeah, and what's the
And
other,
even
and
social
social
justice.
justice is there, so yeah, yeah,
Mm.
the
So
link.
sorry, give me one
Perfect.
second.
¿Y el Andrea está o no está? No está, ¿no?
Vamos a saludar.
Ah, sí.
Sí, al principio.
Ahí está
I'm so sorry.
Correct.
I got another call.
Así que
Uh,
está.
yeah. Yeah,
Ah,
sure.
No,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah. No. So I mean, all of these topics that they were proposing to us, they are in our curriculum. So it's super easy to introduce them into the subject, especially in this fourth of ESO that we have here. So it's when they have like between 15 and 16 years old. We specifically have a subject that's called scientific culture. So it's really easy to introduce them. So
yeah.
no problem at all.
Mhm. Okay. Great. I think I mean, so moving forward, I think talking about student engagement, what are the strategies you think you used to encourage students to participate? For example, you mentioned Moodle as a technique to sort of reduce the size of the content that was in some articles. So, what are some of the strategies like to participate to them to sort of induce them to join the chat rooms or to sort of answer the questions or the quizzes?
I I think what has been more engaged was when we ask we asked our students to have an idea to do a task that they could choose. And the last task was very nice. About climate change, they had to do like um, the way they communicate that we have a problem in the world, and they've been doing very nice things with poems or music or a kind of theater, and they were very engaged and they had a lot of fun because they could choose the way they want to work and they had some freedom to do it. And also when they asked them to have an idea to change the world, how the youth can change the world, and explain us an idea to change the world, and as the most real that they, because something real, come on, think about a real thing that youth can do for change the world. It was very engagement for our students. This is the way when they have to think, they have to create, they have to do something different than the other because they want to do that. This is very engaged for our students. And even if they see that is real or have some connections with the real world, is when they are more engaged. Is our experience, I think. Much more than they have to read something and they have to ask questions. And these are not very engaged activities. They have to do it that because they need to have some new knowledge, and they have to think, they have to write, they have to read. Yes, but when they are engaged is when they have to create and they have to do the things at their own way.
Yeah, I was also thinking that when they were doing these creations at the end of climate change or social justice, so a way to connect with other students, maybe there will be a way to upload this content and maybe get some feedback from students from other schools because they will really like that. So you upload something and you are waiting for the feedback from other students. So this will be like a really great idea to
Yes.
communicate one with the other ones,
Yeah.
and even to grade this work. So you could kind of create something like a grade mark, like you would say, okay, you need this, and this to get the better mark, and then people from Italy, Bulgaria, trying to get some feedbacks on the work of others.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, so I think the very aim of Iconic is to sort of have knowledge on one side and then engagement on the other. So that is why you see in your lesson plans, you see your activities, the kind of engagement that you were just mentioning with students, with the outside world. This is the kind of engagement. But primal to understanding engagement with the outside world is knowledge, because these are contemporary issues that have sort of limited information symmetry, which means that there is no sort of information available for anybody unless and until somebody of a sound background gives you some idea of what the sector is about. Say, for example, climate change is something that we've been talking about for over a decade. So I think we have an idea of what climate change is at this point. But if you talk about social justice, energy transition, and digitalization coupled with these topics, it is something that somebody will have to give you sort of the links between these topics, or else these topics look very sort of, not sort of, they do not give any sort of link or connection. So the idea of having this sort of information is to make the students understand, to make them better informed citizens, to engage with the outside world. So I think this is used as a tool to sort of make them engage. So I think definitely we'll take this information. I think moving forward, I think we'll take this up. We'll try to sort of make it more engaging, because I think at the end of the day, students need to sort of understand the difference between what is being taught at school and the primary reason of conducting this Yconic exercise. So yeah, definitely. Uh, have you sort of noticed any responses in students in their engagement or understanding of key themes since using the platform? Like, I think you've mentioned one. Is there anything else apart from sort of, you said, students were more engaging in outside activities, or engaging something or activities that were of interest with the outside world? Is there something else that you would think of that uh, about students' response to these themes?
We've been having a nice experience with Iconic this year because we did something that happened at class. We did it outside also. We did a kind of workshop in a school from the content in Iconic. We went to a radio program to explain what been learning in the Iconic project. And we did a big dinner, school dinner for families, teachers, and students, thanks to the Iconic project of the way we've been working. So I think when we go out school, out classes and do something is what I think we've been doing something really nice because it's something useful and it's something real and they have some experience, real experience. And we are very happy with, yes, with this experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of experience outside of
Yes.
classes. So I think that's also the main point
Yeah.
of Iconic, no? Because you were giving us some ideas or what is social justice, what we can do to change the world, and we were trying to think about it. So we got quite a lot of things outside the classroom.
Yeah, and those things engage a lot to our students, and they are something that they can remember all their lives. Being in a radio, talking, or organizing a big dinner is something that they will remember all their lives. I'm sure.
Great. I think thank you for the response. I think it's very happy to know these kind of engagements are happening and the kind of responses. And it's always been unique for Iconic platform because we've had interviews with teachers. I think this kind of experience that the students that are being reported by teachers is very unique and very interesting. Nice to know to understand this. Uh, I mean, moving on to the opportunities and challenges. Uh, what opportunities do you think Yconic platform has provided for you to teach the overarching themes?
So what did you say at the end? I mean, because the sound is not very high,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah. So what are the opportunities do you think Yconic platform has provided you for teaching the overarching themes? The themes that the four themes of digitalization, climate change, social justice, and energy transition. Any opportunities that you see for teaching?
We were here in Iconic project to learn, and it's something that has happened. In my experience, I've been learning with Iconic contents, and also about communication, and there are some clues there that are nice for they've been nice for me to know, and I think I've been I learned, so it was nice for me as a teacher, and also know that there are people there working for these kinds of things important for the humanity and for the world. And this is nice also to have these contacts and to, I think this is it's been interesting for me in this year.
yeah, for me the same. Also, not only the content, no, also the way that you can explain the things that you are learning. Social justice, they were saying like it was like four things. I forgot. Climate change. Quan van fer raising awareness and there were so during the activities of climate change, I think there was key points that they were like saying, okay, raise awareness, and there were other things to do. So for me was a good point to overthink different ways to explain or to share information with some other people or like for example the students.
I think
Yeah, and also know some other schools, because with this more than Iconic platform, the Iconic project, we've been to Italy and we had the opportunity to know another school and talk to teachers, and it's nice that it's always nice to have a net and work with a net.
Well, that's great to hear. I think, I mean, again, a very unique response I've heard. Thank you for the response. It's very happy to know that, Yconic platform has actually sort of created this sort of engagement between countries and students and also teachers. Moving forward to the next question, what are the main challenges do you think you encountered in using the platform? I think you've said many of the things, you've highlighted many of the key issues that you faced since the beginning of the platform. What do you think in addition to that, particularly or personally?
No, I mean, I think that we said before. I mean, I think the main challenges is like a way to try to interact with some others, maybe like with a real chat. Also, another one of the main challenges will be maybe to try to maybe break down the text and maybe give some space on the web page to kind of introduce the information that they are learning, because sometimes they were like a very small space for the questions, and then next to it was again a lot of text. So a challenge will be like to give more space between blocks, and then within these blocks maybe give some space so maybe they could also answer into the web page, so will be more interactive. And
And I will that I remember when we thought together how it will be iconic platform. I remember that we talked about having activity interactive in
interactive activities.
yes, interactive activities that you can do something and they give you an answer, and funny activities. I remember that, and we couldn't find these kinds of activities in Iconic. It will be very nice if you know that you can interact with graphs and graphs say something, or you interact with another kind of activity. I know that the digital wall offers these kinds of activity, and it will be nice if Iconic platform had these kinds of activities to engage more the students, like games, or because in the world of teaching or the world of knowledge, there are plenty of things to do, people to engage. For us, the engagement was about the task that they have to create, but also there are kind of tasks with, with games or something, that nice to see, nice to, yes, also to see, to interact, something, interact activities. It would be nice if Iconic platform had these kinds of activities. But I remember that we talked about this when we were, thinking about this platform.
Also, one of the things I was thinking, because sometimes when you say the question, I need
Yeah.
to
Time.
really think what I want to say. Is like, for me, the most difficult part that it took a lot of my energy, it was to the students to create an account.
Oh yes.
This was so difficult
Yeah.
because they were sending a message, then
Horrible.
someone from outside needed to validate the I don't know, the sign up, and then giving us again some password, then changing again, and
Yeah.
it took so many time and energy.
Yeah.
So it would be easier maybe if the teachers can collect this data
Yeah.
and know the password, know the usernames, and then with all of this information we can give to the students
Yeah.
the password and the username.
Yeah.
Because if we have someone in between, it's chaos,
Yeah,
totally
total.
chaos.
Sí.
So
Sí, sí.
it was so difficult, this part. So this will be like probably the main challenge that needs to change into Iconic. So for, the teachers will need
Yeah.
to give the access to the students to the platform.
Yeah. Yes, because and in this very moment, maybe the 30% of our students has not access to Iconic. 30% more or less, or even more.
Yeah.
And yes, it's easier if teachers do, the link, not someone from outside. Yeah.
I mean, maybe for some teachers will be easier the other way, but it will be nice also to have two options at least, like
Yeah.
for the teachers who
Yes.
are who I don't know are able to do all of this stuff. So maybe have the possibility to do it.
Yes.
Sure, definitely. I think we'll definitely look. I think these are very structural feedbacks that we will use to sort of, improve on. And I think we'll definitely get back on this feedback. And I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, moving forward, I think this is the final leg of questions that I would like to ask as a feedback and suggestions. Is overall, how do you think your experience? How would you rate the experience with Yconic platform? Is there something that is something useful that you find, or are there any improvements that you would like to suggest through the platforms, or is there anything in general that you would like to share about your experience with Yconic or digital learning platforms in general?
I think we've been answering this question during the conversation. I will ask Ram because in 5 minutes we have to finish because we have to go to another class. And maybe is there any question that you find it's something that you need? Because the challenges, the things that for us was nice, I think you have these answers. Maybe in these 5 minutes you can find something that for you is very important to know. Because if you have more time, maybe we can do it in a mail writing or whatever. So we are open to answer more if you need. But in these 5 minutes left, do you think you need something more?
So I think I mean if you don't have time, I think you've addressed these questions before, but yeah, I think maybe I'm just launching a poll right now. So I think if either of you can separately answer this, I think if Anna, you can take your mobile phone and maybe join the call through this link and maybe answer your poll here, and Louis can also answer through this. I mean, so
How
I'm launching.
many questions do you have?
Just eight MCQ questions. Just eight MCQ questions.
Eight more.
I mean, this is just MCQ
Okay.
question. This is just a poll. So all you have to do is click on an option.
To click on the different. Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So if Anna, you could join through the phone, through your phone, and you could answer this. And Lou, you can give a separate response. So we can
Sure,
have
I can.
separate
Of
responses
course.
of both the
Yeah.
teachers.
Perfect.
Can
Sure,
you
no
join
problem.
the
Super.
call?
Yeah.
Can you join from your phone, Anna, right now? Is the call this the same call, the Zoom call?
I don't have my phone here
Mhm.
in this very moment. I don't have it here. But if you send me the link, I will do
So
later. Okay.
this happens on the Zoom call. This happens during the interview. So
Okay.
Okay, because it needs to appear on the
Okay.
record. Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Buscar-ho, saps passarà el temps, eh?
ja l'has de marxar.
Jo vull un cafè amb llet, és superimportant.
So can I answer the question so Anna can go to class, or do you need the
I
both of
was,
us?
yeah, I was sort of prefer expecting both of you to answer because
Oh,
I need separate responses from both of you. You shared
sure.
different experiences. So,
Yeah,
Okay,
totally.
okay. If you okay, how I
or
can if
Anna
I
can
go to
answer in
find the
this.
mobile and come back, we don't have time.
No, I think if Anna can answer in this, and maybe Louis, if you have your phone with you right now, you can join. And Anna can answer through this, the
Yes.
camera, the device that you're looking at, and maybe Louis can answer from his phone by joining.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're giving us so do you want my phone number?
No, you can join the Zoom call through your phone.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you are gonna give us a pool to answer, right?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I see.
By chat or how?
So I'll launch the poll, you'll get it on the screen.
On the screen. Okay, yes, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Finales de batxillerat. Bueno, vinga. Les havia citat ara. Encara no has entrat. Has de dir tu nom.
Sí.
Yeah, I think you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you.
Can... No, not to my phone. I don't see the poll on my phone.
Sorry, I'm muted. Can you check it down, like anywhere? Do you see any poll popping up?
Maybe I need to download the Zoom app. No, maybe. Let me. I'm see right now, but let me try to disconnect for a second, and I'm trying to reconnect again.
Yeah. I think Anna, you can answer the poll. I hope you're able to see the poll.